Hello there, Facebook and YouTube. No longer Instagram because apparently you need 1,000 followers on Instagram to go live. That's okay. Let me connect my AirPods. Okay, so today I'm here to talk about why your 5K to 20K offer isn't selling on repeat and why that is and what you have to do about it, basically. So I have my notes here and I'll just walk you through it. If you are watching this live, you know what to do. Hashtag live. If you are catching the replay, hashtag replay. So the first thing that I see happening for a lot of experts, and when I say experts, I'm talking about you have clients already, you have proof that your process works, that your expertise works. You probably have a calendar packed with clients, and you know that you need your business to scale in a way where sales feels lighter, easier, and in your mind deep down you are also ready to up level in terms of who you're working with specifically. Okay, so the first thing is that I see the mistake a lot of experts make is you attach yourself to a niche and an outcome, and a lot of the times for you it's specifically the group that you've been serving for some time. So you probably have a group offer, you have a one-on-one, and then these are the clients you're serving. So you attach yourself and you start seeing yourself unconsciously as the expert for them, right? So the problem then is that you don't know how to take your expertise and turn it into a repeatable process that you can deliver to anyone that has the problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? So instead of seeing yourself, okay, one second. Okay, so, where was I? Instead of seeing yourself as like, I'm the expert in their problem, in order to sell your 5K to 20K offer on repeat, you're going to have to see yourself as the expert in the process rather than your specific niche that you're working with right now. So that's the first problem that I see. And the reason why this is a problem, it's not because you don't know how to serve other groups, it's not because you don't know how to help them, it's because you've attached your worth to the praise that you're getting from the people you're helping right now, and it became like your comfort zone. That's what you feel safe in, that's what you feel certain that you can deliver, right? So you attach your self-worth to that, and because you put other people that potentially are more advanced or in a different tax bracket, you put them on a pedestal. You think they are better than you. You don't feel worthy of them, and you fear that they will judge you because you think you're not as advanced as they are, right? When actually you know, and you can clear, like if you speak with this person, you will clearly see the gaps they have, but because you don't know how to translate your expertise into a repeatable process, you become so focused on the person and the niche. Okay, so that's the first problem that comes up for a lot of experts. The second thing is, because of the first, and because you've attached your self-worth to the results that you've gotten people in the past, you sabotage yourself. You literally are doing this right now. You know you want to work with someone more advanced. You know you want to work with some maybe B2B, right? Like not necessarily advanced, but maybe a whole different persona that has the same problem. But because you don't feel worthy of it, you sabotage yourself in your content by speaking to someone that's stuck, by speaking to someone that needs emotional hand holding, by speaking to the version of them that you don't want to work with. And this is where the work is, to break out of thinking of yourself as like, oh, because I was able to get this niche, this outcome, now that's who I have to speak with the whole time, right? So that's where we sabotage ourselves a lot of times. And once you're able to see what you're doing specifically, like when you sit down, okay, and when you start communicating to the person you actually want to communicate to, how this is going to make selling these 5 to 20K offers more repeatable, and you will feel that it's actually possible. Because I know you're thinking right now, like, will they actually pay me this amount of money? Because you are so focused on the person that you have helped in the past. Okay, so going back to what I said before, number one is, the reason why you're not able to sign those 5K to 20K clients is because you don't know how to turn your expertise into a repeatable process that will work regardless of who it's for. Okay, so the work here is to detach yourself. It's to detach yourself from the niche and the outcome that you have worked with in the past, and rather to go deeper in terms of what is your expertise. So that's what the work is for a lot of experts. It's not so much, oh, sell more of my group program. It's really taking a step back, okay, and going deeper into your expertise and detaching from the niche and the outcome you've helped people with in the past. Number two is to start seeing where are you sabotaging yourself in the way you're communicating. And I'm talking about your content. And we were talking about this in the Identity Sales Accelerator on Monday. Oh my God, this fly, where one of my students, she has a clear idea of who she wants to work with, but in her content she was talking to a beginner that needs convincing that this is the right solution for them. This is a whole topic on its own, but that's the reason why your 5K to 20K offer isn't selling. It's because you're focused on educating people. You're focused on telling the person that's more advanced why they need this, when they are at a different level of thinking. They are at a different level of what they are looking for when it comes to a solution. So you once you become aware that you are self-sabotaging yourself, you need to go deeper into the person you do want to work with. What are the problems that they're having? Okay. And if you are taking the route of going deeper in your expertise rather than owning a niche and an outcome, you need to go even deeper in terms of, for the different people, what is the problem they are having, if that makes sense. And also being okay with your content speaking at different to different people at the same time, because that's the reality. When you have an expertise, it's like, okay, I can help someone that, it's going to pay me $100 for a strategy session, but the problem that person has is different from that person that is going to pay me 10,000 to work together one on one. It might be related, but it's more who you are and how you feel as an expert, who you want to work with, rather than like following, oh, my mentor told me this, oh, I need to niche down even more. You're not a beginner anymore, okay? You're an expert, and this is super important to unlock that next level when it comes to selling higher ticket offers. Okay. So those were the two things. And now I want to talk about the third that really ties it all together. And it's simply that your sales lacks the certainty and the conviction. And what that means is you cannot sell a 10K package the same way that you go about selling something for 2K. It's just not the same thing, even though the buyer is more affluent. It's they're still thinking about it in a different way. Okay. So when you approach selling something that's 20K the same way you're approaching selling your 2K, it's because you don't understand the psychology, the buyer psychology of high ticket sales. And you're not seeing the conviction element. People buy when they have absolute certainty that whatever solution that is in front of them is going to get them the results. So the way you talk about your expertise, the way you communicate about the offer, who you communicate with, most importantly, right? And the way you are translating the certainty they need to exactly how your sales process looks like, but also your sales communication. That's the most important thing. And that's the biggest gap as well. Starting at number one, but this is where you see it a lot of times, right? It's like, oh, my content, I want to sell a higher package to someone more affluent, but I'm talking to a beginner or someone that's stuck. And oh, like I wouldn't even know what to say to that person, but it starts because you lack the conviction. And once you're able to shift those three things that I mentioned, which is knowing how to create a repeatable process that's not focused on your niche and the outcome, okay? And once you stop self sabotaging yourself by knowing exactly how to communicate to that person in your content, and once you're able to infuse your sales communication with that certainty that they need, that's when you're going to be able to sell this 5K and 20K offer on repeat. I didn't address the traffic part of things, which is building the audience, because right now I am focused on the certainty element of things. It doesn't make sense for me to talk about building an audience with the right buyers if you don't feel certain in what it is that you're going to be selling. So, next step for you is for you to think about this and decide how we are going to collaborate on this. So either you're like, okay, I want to know more. I have an event, a 2 day event that's coming up on the 18th and 19th. So we're going to do two cohorts, but it's going to be in that week. 2 day events of 60 minutes on how you can turn your expertise, okay, into a 5 to 20K offer that's going to sell on repeat. That's number one. Or if you're like, okay, I already know I want to do this, but I want to map out how the strategy would look like for me, then you book a strategy call together with me and we go deeper depending on where the bottleneck is. If you're ready to go, then you can message me and I will share more about the identity sales